Hello everyone. Welcome to our weekly analysis. And as usual, we'll be analyzing the GBP USD, my only traded pair. Um, this week is quite interesting because just to go over the last week analysis, I really can't even remember last week analysis. But this is my setup. Okay, I think during the course of the week, I did another analysis and I discovered something quite interesting on the British pounds. And this is what I discovered. It's even a discovery. I don't think it's a discovery. So it's just me. We are analyzing the market and I found something amazing. So we have this, you have a break of this low, right? And then we have price breaking out from this high. Right, and we have a new high, then we see a pullback to this zone. Price did not really tap into this last bearish candle, which is the order block. So price getting very close to it, and rally up to the upside. Then we see another bearish move. Price pull down and tap into the order block, and we see price rally up to the outside, breaking this high here, and then we have a pullback and this, right? So this is how I could see the story on the chart, or this is how I'm putting up the story on the charts, right? And so it makes me see the market on a bullish trend, on a bullish trend. Let's move to the 4 hours so we can see the structures clearer. So whatever I've explained on the daily, we still have it here. We have price changing character at this point. We have a pullback giving us another high, but a lower high. Then we have price making movement, breaking this low, signifying to us that price is on a bearish move. And then when price tapped into the order block, you could see we have a very strong bullish move, which took out this high. And the moment price took out this high, it signifies to us that we have a potential change of character. And because of that, because of price taking out this high, I already anticipated that the bullish move it's already in place, right? So we have this price book from this high. We have a pullback, and then we can see price, forming a bullish move. However, this is just the formation of the bullish move that has not been fully confirmed. Now, break it down to the 2 hours, we can see the structures more in the 2 hours. Now, I have this here because this kind of signifies that we have markets on a like as a change of character for a sell, right? Because we see we have this structure high, low, and market took it out. And some traders might see this as a pullback into, let's say, this zone, into this other block, into this other block, and price selling, which can also be correct, right? Because we have to see the market from two different perspectives. Now, this can also mean we have a change of character here, right? Then we have price tapping into here. Then we have, a sell as well, price targeting this low. But for me, I see this more of a bullish market. I might be right, and I might also be wrong, but it is what it is at this point. Now, why I would say the market is still on a bullish trend currently is because when you go to the 2 hours time frame, you can see that we have uh also a change of character here, We have this low was taking out, then we see price, breaking up this structure. We see price breaking out from this structure and pull back, rallied up, and we've not had a retest to this zone up till now. So from the 2 hours time frame, if we should give a proper zoom of the market, this is how you are meant to see the current structure. So the current structure on the 2 hours is giving us a bullish trend. Why? Because we have this low taken out, this high was also taken out, giving us a change of character. And when you look at this chart, you see price has retested this level, then broke out, still came out to retest this level. So this is to an extent a strong, significant area, right? Then we have this high, we pull back, price took out this high. So this is a structure, a bullish structure in place. This is already a bullish structure in place due to the characteristics of what high, low. And I'll go to 1 hour to break the chart even, into smaller bits. We can see the same thing is what we have here. And that is why I took a buy from here. I took a buy from here, from this point. I took a buy from this point. And basically why I took a buy was because of this, price coming to this point and then closed somewhere around here. And the reason why I took two position and I closed somewhere around, I closed one around here and the other, I left it for some time and closed because of what I was seeing in the market. Then I took a sell. And I took a sell, price ran into profit and after some time I saw this strong bullish move. So this is how I analyze the markets, just basically price action and market structure. It's just as simple as that. Why I took the sell at this point was because I've been, monitoring the markets for some time to see where there is more strength, right? And after looking at the market for some time, I saw something like this. Because I had something like this before I started this analysis. I had something like this, and this was the major reason why I took. This was the major reason why I took the sell. I took the sell somewhere around here. Why? Because you could see that price, broke into these points, tried to test, and then I expected, price to either sell to these points. But market ran into profits. I didn't break even, and I just left it. I had my SL around here, and what I was seeing after some hours was this. Took me out, but I knew it was a risky trade, so that's why I took just one position on very low lot size just to protect capital. Because I've come to understand that in the long run, it's just your risk management that would make you stay longer in the game, just your risk management. So that is just how I analyze the markets. Markets is just very, very easy to analyze and just make everything just simple, not complicated. And that is how I took the trade for last week. Now coming to this week, what am I looking at? Let's go back to the 4 hours. Now, for the 4 hours, like I said, a lot of the sellers might be anticipating this point to to push the market lower because this would be their basis for going short at this point, right? This would be their basis for going short at this point, which is likely, still correct. But at the same time, I'm using this basis um to predict my movement for a buy. right? Because price took out this high, then we have this as a low. So we have this as swing low for now, and then we have this as the higher low. Then I expect price to take out this, and then so what I'll be looking out for on the GBP USD, if I want to take a buy, I'll have to wait for price to give me um a good point to go in, a good point to go in, maybe wait for price to dip down, give a better structure on the 15-minute time frame, or better still wait for price to hit this point and see the reaction that is likely going to happen around this zone, because I know definitely well that this is going to be a point where decisions will be made. Either the sellers is going to overpower the buyers and push price lower, or the buyers just keep on taking charge of the market and push price higher. That is it for the GBP USD. When we go to the dollar strength index to contrast or compare and contrast, we can see that from the daily, I've marked out my zones already. I have I have this low taken out. We had this low as well taken out. Then we have this high taken out. So for this, we have something very similar. You have something like not even like we have a change of character at this point for price to have something like this, because this is a high, also a high, and price took it out, and we tested, failed to continue the buy, the bullish move, and we have, price breaking back into the zone. So currently we can see that on the 4 hours, let's go to the 4 hours. You can see that on the 4 hours. So basically, we are looking at a market that looks like it doesn't want to buy, because after price we tested this level, which is a very strong level. Sorry for that, which is a very strong level, price to book it out. And we now have something looking like a bearish trend, but not fully confirmed yet, because when you look at the 4 hours time frame, we can see that price is currently on a support level. Why we have rejection, price broke out, still came back to retest this level, and then we have a very strong bullish move here. So same thing still applicable at this point. Now, why? Sorry for that. Why the bearish has not been fully confirmed yet is we are looking at this level. If this level does not hold, then there is a high probability that yes, the bearish move is more strong and likely to hold, more strong and likely to hold than the bullish move. So that means for JPP USD, we start looking on how to long the markets. While for the US dollar index, we start looking for how to short the markets. So let's look at the 2 hours. When you look at 2 hours, I can decide to have something like this as you know, expectation of price coming to this order block here. Not really necessary, but for me, I can just have these points in mind. Since we have a support level here, it's likely that price still, try to push to these points. And if these points holds, because this is now on the 2 hours time frame, if this point holds and price fail to break up from this point, then we can confidently say there's a high probability that this market is going to be a bearish one for a long term, right? Let's go to the 1 hour. Currently on the 1 hour, we can see we already have a bearish move. We already have a bearish move. This strong bearish move is really, really massive. Very, very massive. So we can see that we currently have a bearish move. Is there's a tendency that this is a structural liquidity that price will sweep out because we have price looking out from the structure. But the overall thing we are considering at this point is that price is currently on a support level, and we need to consider this because price has rejected here several times, and this is a very strong decision point. For me, I'll just hold on to see what is going to play out. Let's see if the sellers is going to push price all the way. Then we wait for a retest and look for how to short the market for the US dollar index. Same thing when you go to the 15 minutes, you could see that we have a bearish structure already in place. We already have a bearish structure already in place. Looking at moving average, let's see where it is on the 1 hour. 1 hour sees directly below the moving average. Price is below the moving average. So we have confidence to say that market is on a bullish trend. However, we just need one more confirmation, um which is for price to break out from these points. Then we can now have a high probability confirmation that price is likely to keep on declining. The US dollar index, while the GBP USD would become a bullish market, so continue the bullish trend that I analyzed earlier on. So that is it for the second week of August weekly analysis. Let's be productive, let's be patient, and keep pushing until hit the big one. All right, thank you for listening. You can put your thoughts on the comment section. If you have a particular pair you want me to analyze, you are also free to drop it on the comment section. I'll be glad to do that. Do have an amazing trading week. This is Streamrich FX.